Welcome to the show where we dissect completely fake animated stories.
So right here is the liver, okay, and right beside that is the carotid artery.
For those of you who are unfamiliar with this genre of video, they're stories that have been meticulously crafted to be the most unbelievable and exaggerated dumpster fire of a story. Also, they can have a totally ridiculous title that you can't help but click on. My mom woke up from a coma after 15 years to get revenge. I got a divorce from him on my wedding day. My biological parents adopted me. I ran away from home for years and went back with my 50 children. I think reading these titles just gave me malaria. I'm curious how they even come up with titles this ridiculous. My friend
was on fire,
and I was
the only person that
could fly, so
now I have
lots of money. Gah. Oh, it hurts so much. Okay, just one more. I put
myself
for
adoption after.
My parents mocked me. That one was actually real. Fun fact, kids can't just put themselves up for adoption. That's not a real thing. This video probably goes one of two ways. It's either her parents made a lighthearted joke and then as a child she overreacted and was like, I'm putting myself up for adoption, and calls the police and she's like, police, my parents made fun of me. I'm putting myself up for adoption. And the police show up and they all laugh about it later at the family reunion. Because the police officer's like, no more jokes. Or it's horribly dark and she murdered her parents and now she's up for adoption. Something like that. One of the two. That's my guess.
My name is Clarissa, and I just turned 19. I might not be your regular teenager.
Ooh, this video is already so edgy and relatable.
But I guess we have one thing in common. Yeah, we both love this channel.
No. What is this animation? What is this supposed to be right now? What are we watching? What even is this movement? I can't figure it out. So please send help.
I think it's time to share my own story.
Yeah, no, I just checked. It's never a good time for you to share this story.
But first, subscribe to this channel and like this video.
No.
I was born into a seemingly happy family of a rich dad and a beautiful mom.
Oh yeah, totally normal, super relatable life, being born into a rich family with a gorgeous mom. I swear every single one of these fake animated stories centers around some narcissistic rich person. I'm just so beautiful, and my dad is super rich. Totally normal, relatable life. And also my story is so amazing that you need to like this video before I even tell you anything about my story or get to the clickbaity title. I'm just gonna point this out for people writing characters. Wealth is not a personality trait. I'm just gonna save you from having to watch through all this BS and skip this middle part, but long story short, Dad was rich, Mom was a gold digger, relatable private yacht adventures, Dad loses job, other things happen. We're only 3 minutes into this video, but it feels like I've been watching this thing for an eternity.
They laughed and said, "This is the silliest idea we've heard all week, Clarissa. They might file for a divorce." I grabbed the cash I had saved up and I sneaked out. I didn't know where I would go at first.
So then she runs away from home and just casually checks herself into an orphanage.
I took a cab to the nearest orphanage.
So apparently in this universe, it's impossible for her parents, teachers, friends, extended family, anyone else to issue a missing persons report with the police, so nobody looks for her. And then, so nobody can track her, she breaks her phone.
I got rid of my phone in case my parents or anyone from school wanted to reach me.
She just shattered her phone! Holy crap, she's strong! I take back everything negative I said about this video. Just please don't beat me up. This video then drags on for another 8 minutes with non-existent and completely irrelevant plot points, just so they can get over the 10-minute mark and fill this thing to the brim with ads. Listen, I got nothing against channels being money hungry. I too like money, but just because of that commonality doesn't mean I'm not going to make fun of this video. Alright, we're going to move on to another video, because watching this one has already taken 10 years off my life expectancy. Why do I do these things? I lived in an abandoned place for years. Well, then it's not abandoned, is it? That's the complete opposite of the definition of abandoned. If it's abandoned, nobody lives there. But if you live there, it's not abandoned. So you lived in an... I think I just had an aneurysm. This one actually starts off with a disclaimer. Other channels are putting our name in their title for views. We spend so much time and effort making these amazing videos. Yeah, I doubt that.
Please subscribe to my channel.
What is this animation? And the voice acting.
I was once married with a daughter.
Ah, it physically pains me. This is like the same level of cringe you get from voice acting from those mandatory training videos you have to take when you start a new job. You get 0 for production value.
We were involved in an accident that cost me my memory.
Oh yeah, it cost you your memory. But luckily, you were able to remember enough about what happened to share it in a 12-minute animated video in order to make a lot of money. What are the odds? Wow. You are very lucky.
But I could feel pain from an accident I couldn't remember being involved in. They called in my mother to intervene, but I didn't remember her either.
Oh, this backstory is so painfully long and boring.
I didn't know where to go or where to stay, but I definitely wasn't going back to that psychiatric hospital or that strange woman who kept calling me her daughter, or the little girl who called me her mother.
So apparently in this universe, pictures don't exist. Because you could have literally just showed her a picture of her with her family, and she would have been like, oh yeah, that looks like me with my family there. I must be forgetting things from the car accident I was in. Hence me waking up in a hospital. I'm losing so many brain cells watching this stupid video.
One day, I was stealing my breakfast as usual when I was chased by the police.
So basically she lived on the streets, and then she ran away from home and all her responsibilities on a train.
I ran towards a moving train and hung onto it as it drove farther away from a place I once knew to a place I was entirely new to.
This is such a painful cliche, running away from home by jumping on a train to start a new life somewhere else.
Occasionally, my thoughts would go back to the strange woman and the little girl.
Oh, you mean your family, who you just abandoned.
My leg got stuck on the tracks, and the distance between the train and myself wasn't much anymore. Someone else pulled me from the tracks seconds before I was crushed.
Yeah, this part right here, yeah, it definitely didn't happen. So then she meets these people and lives with them out in the county. Not an abandoned place, because she's living with other people. She's just living in the county now. It's not... I don't even know why I try anymore. More cringe that makes me wonder what reality we're living in happens, and then the video ends.
I lose my self-restraint. I think we don't